Good afternoon. Welcome Farm Bureau members and guests to our webinar today, hosted in conjunction with the USDA Farm Service Agency and California Bountiful Foundation. One quick note, this webinar will be recorded and made available to our members afterwards. My name is Christina Knobloch. I am the membership representative here at the Napa County Farm Bureau. Today, we are featuring 3 speakers on various topics from the U.S. Department of Agriculture, Farm Service Agency, or FSA, and the California Farm Bureau, California Bountiful Foundation. Our goal in hosting this event as a benefit to our members is to provide an opportunity for you to learn more about the USDA loan programs, the Farm Service Agency, and the Expanding Our Roots program. We want to thank our elected state and federal officials for providing these organizations that aid farmers and ranchers. Many of our members have been assisted by the Farm Service Agency and the USDA in the past, and we hope to continue the access to this vital information for our members. To get things started, first, I would like to introduce Kayleen Kemp, a USDA Farm Loan Officer trainee. Kayleen Kemp is a farm loan officer located in FSA's Vacaville Service Center. She will be covering FSA's multitude of loan programs available, including farm ownership, annual operating, equipment livestock purchase, guaranteed loans, emergency loans, microloans for beginning farmers and ranchers. Kayleen will discuss general eligibility requirements, the basics of loan terms and rates, and what is required to submit a loan application with the FSA. Thank you, Kayleen.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me. Let's see if we can get my screen shared. All right. Can we see that? Okay. So my name is Kayleen Kemp. I'm a loan officer here in the Vacaville office, servicing Solano and Napa County and the FSA District 2 in California. Just a brief overview, the Farm Service Agency is one of the many branches of the U.S. Department of Agriculture. We implement ag policy, credit and loan programs, and manage conservation, commodity, disaster, and farm marketing programs. We are considered America's lender of first opportunity, designed to help farmers start, purchase, or expand their farming operation if they cannot get credit elsewhere. We have a lot of different loans available depending on what you need, and we're able to help you and guide you throughout the application process. We do place a special emphasis on providing loans to beginning and targeted underserved farmers. Some of our general eligibility requirements are being a U.S. citizen or qualifying non-citizen, the legal capacity to incur debt, acceptable credit history, no federal debt delinquency, training or experience in managing or operating a farm. We do require that it is considered a family-sized farm, and the main requirement is unable to obtain credit elsewhere. Eligible enterprises would, in our consideration, is a farm, which means a tract or tracts of land or other appurtenances that are used or will be used in the production of crops, livestock, etc. The easiest way to condense that is food and fiber. If you produce food or fiber, which is typically crops, livestock, etc. And another easy way to identify if you qualify is if you file Schedule F taxes. There are 4 main steps to pursue FSA loans. As I mentioned before, we are a lender of last resort. So what that means is we are here if you are unable to get credit with a commercial lender. So the first step in any loan pursual is going to be to apply with commercial lenders and see if you are able to get a loan with them. The second option is to get a guaranteed loan. That's where you still work with the commercial lender, but they can come to FSA and we will back the loan 90 to 95%. So a lot of times it just incentivizes them to be able to make the loan to you if you're on the edge of some of their requirements. The third option we have, this is only pertaining to farm ownership, so real estate purchases, is joint financing. So that is where you would get financing from both the commercial lender and FSA in order to meet whatever your needs are. And finally, the last option is to get a direct loan with FSA. So as I mentioned before, we have the guaranteed loan program, which guarantees loans made by the bank. And like I said, it just helps them lower their risk. So the bank actually will apply with FSA. You aren't directly involved with FSA for these kinds of loans. Again, we guarantee 90 to 95%, and the limit is a little over $2 million, which allows us to back quite large real estate purchases. Our direct loans directly through FSA are broken into two main categories, which is operating and ownership. They each have different limits. A lot of these, the main focus is probably the experience requirement. So with the operating loans, you have to have participated in farming for at least a year. And typically that's proven through having your Schedule F taxes and production records. For the farm ownership loans, you do have to have 3 years out of the past 10 years of farm management experience or equivalent. There are some substitutions that you can use to meet that requirement, but you do have to have at least 1 year of experience. These loans can be used for operating expenses, livestock and equipment expenses, small improvements, and then the ownership loans can be used to purchase real estate or make major improvements to real estate. We also have microloan programs, which are great for beginning farmers. It's $50,000 or less. It's a little bit more simpler of an application. We don't take as much security, and the only experience requirement is that you have a mentor come on board who is willing to help guide you through your first year of operation. Some of the basics that are needed to apply for our loans are your business structure, business plan, type of operation, all of your education, training, experience, a clear plan of what you're looking to do, exactly how much money you think you're going to need and exactly what you're going to use it for. And if you're an existing farmer, your financial and production data. And that's all I have for today. This is my contact information here. Another resource I always like to point out for any USDA information is farmers.gov. That will cover loans and programs, and it's just a really good resource to check out. So feel free to contact me, give me a call or email me, and I'm happy to discuss any of your questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kayleen. Next, I would like to introduce Gisela Moreno-Gover with the Farm Service Agency. She is a county executive director helping our Napa and Solano County farmers and ranchers. Gisela and her team are located in the FSA Vacaville Service Center. She will be covering the Tree Assistance Program and Emergency Relief Program 2022, as well as what to bring to your first visit to the office and how to obtain a farm number with the FSA. Gisela will be highlighting various additional resources available to our producers, ensuring that they have access to all the support they need to thrive. Thank you. Share my screen here for you. Me.
There we go. Thank you for having me today. My name is Gisela Moreno-Gover. Again, I'm with the USDA Farm Service Agency here out of Vacaville. And we service Napa and Solano counties. Next slide. FSA, there we go. FSA has two major categories of offerings: working with capital and working with assistance, also known as farm loan programs and farm programs. FSA has a variety of loan programs to meet different types of needs, and farm programs that has disaster programs for all types of producers and can help farmers recover during natural disasters or when they are on serious economic disruptions such as the pandemic. The farm programs also have programs to offset the cost of organic certification programs to support conservation efforts on your operation and low interest loans for commodity storage of all types, from fluid milk to produce. Here's some things to know. Here's some things to know prior to your first visit and what you should prepare to provide. Proof of identity, driver's license, social security number, copy of your recorded deed, survey, plot, rental or lease agreement of the land. You do not have to own the property to participate in the FSA programs. Entities, we need articles of incorporation, trust, estate documents, partnership agreement. Having these items prepared with you for your first visit with FSA will help ensure a smooth and easy and quick process for you. Registering your farm allows you to apply for the Farm Service Agency programs, then discuss what programs are best to help you accomplish your goals. As a registered farm, you also will receive monthly newsletters, have access to various resources, and be eligible to vote in the FSA County Committee election. Emergency Relief Program, the ERP, and the Tree Assistant Program is what we'll be talking about. The Tree Assistant Program, TAP, it replants or rehabilitates vines destroyed or damaged by eligible disaster conditions. The loss in excess of normal mortality, which is 18%. It's a cost share program. Reimbursements, replanting trees or vines, replacement is 65% of the actual total cost of the practice. It's rate per vine tree, land prep by acre. The deadline to sign up, it has to be within 90 days of the event when the loss became apparent. You can't start the project until the application is approved. An environmental review required prior to the practice start, and field visit by an FSA loss adjuster is required, and an average adjusted gross income cannot exceed $900,000. The Emergency Relief Program, ERP 2022, it currently has no end date, so that is the program we have open right now. Next. December 29th of 2022, it was signed into law, the disaster relief, which includes 3.74 billion in assistance to the agriculture producer impacted by wildfires, qualifying droughts, and other eligible disasters. It's a self-certifying program. It's a natural disaster. For impacted producers, FSA will be administrating emergency relief to eligible producers through a two-track process. So we have track one will leverage existing federal crop insurance or non-insured crop disaster assistance program NAP data as the base for calculating the initial payments. Track two will be intended to fill additional assistance gaps and cover eligibility producers who do not participate in the risk management program. The ERP 2022 eligibility, it is weather related, excessive winds, flooding, excessive winds of storm surge, tornado, excessive, drought. Let's go for the drought. ERP 2022 assistant is available if any area within the county in which the loss occurred was rated by the U.S. Drought Monitor, which we do. Napa and Solano counties were rated as drought, so that is a condition to apply for this. Most producers, the payment limitation and eligibility ERP 2022 has 125,000 payment limit per person or legal entity for income activity related to the farming, ranching, or forestry. No AGI is needed. Next. Additional resources are on farmers.gov. There's a fact sheet for ERP 2022 and TAP fact sheet. All fact sheets are available through this website. And if anybody has any questions, we're located at 810 Vacaville Valley Parkway, Suite 102. There is our email, our office email, the fsa.vacaville. And then there's my email as well with my phone number if you have any questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Gisela. We appreciate that. Next up, we would like to introduce Tyler Rood, who will be discussing the Expanding Our Roots Mentor Program for farmers and ranchers. Tyler Rood is a senior project specialist for the California Bountiful Foundation, a science and research arm of the California Farm Bureau. Tyler will detail the recently launched Expanding Our Roots, Beginning Farmers and Ranchers Mentorship Program. This first ever farmer-to-farmer mentorship program in California. The 2-year pilot program will provide 400 beginning farmers and ranchers, including specialty crop growers, with no-cost mentoring services from farmers and ranchers with more than a decade of experience operating an agricultural production business in California. Thank you, Tyler.
Well, thank you for that warm introduction, Christina. Let me go ahead and share my screen with you. Okay, so I don't know what else I'm going to talk about. You covered more or less the program with that introduction. But yeah, my name's Tyler Rood. Here's my contact information. I'll go back to it at the end of the presentation. But I'm just going to speak briefly on the Expanding Our Roots program, the Beginning Farmers and Ranchers Mentorship Program. It's a brand new program that was launched by the California Farm Bureau and the California Bountiful Foundation. And for those who are unaware about the California Bountiful Foundation, it's a foundation under the California Farm Bureau. And really its goals are to collect, to perform science and research, to collect data that we can then use to influence policy initiatives at the local, state, and federal levels. And then also we're looking to acquiesce grant funds to lead projects that we think are of value to the greater agricultural industry. So farmers, ranchers, and timber producers. And so in this case, with this particular program, that's what we did. We led with grant application submissions to both the USDA Specialty Crop Block Grant Program, as well as to the USDA National Institute of Food and Ag, a Beginning Farmers and Ranchers Development Program. And we were able to secure about $1 million in funds to launch this program. Just a really short overview of the grants themselves. They're both two-year project periods. USDA NEFA side, it'll allow us to onboard 200 mentees, 100 per this 2024 season, as well as in the 2025 season. And these funds, or the mentees, they can be producers of any agricultural commodity. And on the CDFA side, it's very similar, about a 2 to 3 year project period. It provides funds for another 200 beginning farmers and ranchers to get involved. Actually, in this case, just beginning farmers, because these funds are limited to specialty crop growers in California. So just a very basic characterization of the program. So those funds, those grant funds, the CDFA and USDA, they provide the funds for 400 beginning farmers total over a period of 2 years. So right now we've signed up, we launched at the end of February, and we've signed up about 60 beginning farmers and ranchers so far. We've also signed up about 30 mentors, and we'll kind of get into what the eligibility requirements are of mentees and mentors. But really, it's really just about finding the right mentor to advise the right mentee. And also mentees will have access to some other additional educational resources, and we can get into that a bit later here. So who can become a mentor? We're looking for farmers, ranchers, timber producers who have over a decade of experience operating a production agriculture business in California. And good news about the grant funds is that a large portion of the grant funds are available to reimburse the mentors for their time in participating in the program. So for each, so in this case, each mentee is provided up to 6 hours of mentoring hours. And so we're able to reimburse those mentors for up to 6 hours of their time mentoring. That's about, well, that's $300 per mentee. And they also get to help guide the long-term success of beginning farmers and ranchers in California. And so if you fit this description, or if you know of really good growers in the area who you think would enjoy taking on this opportunity, then please let them know about it and have them sign up. In terms of who's a mentee, these are beginning farmers and ranchers with between 1 and 10 years of experience operating a production agriculture business in California. That can be they grew up on a family farm or ranch, or perhaps they work as a farm manager, or they're an owner operator. And that includes people at both commercial scale as well as those who are we're leaving some spots open for more urban ag as well. Those at smaller non-commercial scale who are just really getting into it. So yeah, in addition to getting those 6 hours of mentorship from more experienced farmers and more experienced farmer or rancher, we're gonna put together 4 different workshops, 2 this year, 2 next year. And those workshops are really going to focus on best management practices concerning like water management, nutrition management, grant incentive opportunities or programs out there that growers can take advantage to help fund different projects they want to lead on their farms. And they'll also, if they aren't Farm Bureau members, they'll get free subscriptions to Ag Alert weekly newspaper, as well as some of the extension classes where they can get continuing education credits towards their CCA certifications or whatever else they may be holding. So yeah, the general flow chart of how it works. Right now we have an enrollment application, or it's more like a survey on our website. I'll show you that a bit later. But the survey, it's been designed to be, really simple and easy to sign up. And it's really just designed to tease out that information that would be really valuable when matching you with the right mentor. And so following that completion of that brief online survey, where we're asking about things like what you farm at what scale, do you have any sort of food safety certifications or private marketing labels, just little details there. After you complete that, we'll use that information to find the right mentor to match you with. If there's not the right mentor, we'll work with our county farm bureaus to do some targeted recruitment to try and find that farmer who matches the sorts of projects you'd like to take on. And then I put together an introductory meeting between you both. We sign a declaration of intent. This is basically just like a letter of commitment to seeing through the responsibilities of the program. And then you get access to the 6 hours of mentoring, as well as the workshops. On the mentor side, it's very simple, right? Farmers and ranchers very busy. We don't want to make this a burden. So yeah, there's like the online survey just to get started. That's should only take about 3 to 5 minutes. From there, it's there's the introductory meeting, 10 to 15 minutes, and then we're launching people to kind of figure out how they'd like that mentorship relationship to work, because everybody's trying, like all the mentees are going to want to learn different things. It could be different specific projects they're working on. And so it can't be like a custom tailored mentorship service fit. Like it's really up to the mentor and the mentee to figure out the relationship that works best for them. And yeah. And so here's some resources. We have a program webpage up as well as an enrollment application. And shoot, I mean, I could just, let's see. Yeah, so here's the enrollment application here. It's very simple. It's on the website. Feel free to check it out. Again, if you know people who would kind of meet these descriptions, beginning farmers or ranchers or those who you think are like really good growers, let them know about the program. We're hoping to get more people signed up. And yeah, thank you for your time. And here's my information once more.
Thank you so much, Tyler. We appreciate that. Well, we would love to offer a very giant Farm Bureau thank you to all of our fantastic presenters today. We appreciate your time and efforts to provide this information and your support to our community. As I mentioned at the beginning, we will be sharing this webinar recording with our Farm Bureau community. You will be able to find a link to the recording on our website. If you have any questions or would like further information from these speakers, please contact our office. We'll be happy to get you their information. Our contact information is listed on our website at napafarmbureau.org. Have a great day and thank you for being a valued Farm Bureau member.